And this is why you want that. And like I said, when you anytime you come out of an inventory screen, like chests or anything remotely close to that, you have to hit G again if you want to see your stats pop back up. But here on the river, you have to find a place you can go in and get out. I typically go farther this way to get in and out, because you can't just climb out of anywhere, even if it looks like you can. Because you can't jump up in that. You just have to float until you find what you want. Of course, now I'm out of stamina. Even with 200 stamina, you can't just run wide open the whole time. And as y'all can see, I can't run in a straight line to save my life. And this isn't actually how the game looks when you first load in either, in case anybody was wondering. Sorry, that's bright, I know. But usually you have all this on. I just turn it off when I'm mining so I can see the ores a lot easier. Since the rocks don't respawn for aluminum, the regular rocks also don't respawn, and the clay rocks don't respawn, which these are clay rocks. And then these are the regular ones that drop the iron ore and small rocks. But they don't respawn, so you don't really want to miss that. So I always advise I turn the foliage off. And if you want aluminum, of course, you know it's on these mountains. And the rock that is aluminum, I'm sure we'll find one in a second, looks completely different than any of the others. Of course, my game's probably super dark because it's nighttime. I forgot there's no gamma adjustment in here yet. But yeah, like I was saying, so that's a regular rock, and this is a clay rock. These drop 10 clay every time. These drop a random amount of small rocks, I think, and 1 copper or 1 iron ore per rock. Sometimes you have to look around though, because it explodes out and goes everywhere. Another good thing when you turn the foliage off is you can find fruit and vegetables a lot easier. Some people call it cheating. It's kind of smart. I mean, I like keeping it like on medium just because it makes things look, I don't know, nicer, more realistic and pretty. Yeah, so right here is what an aluminum rock looks like. Like a little checkered rock. And when you bust that open, you get 3 aluminum ore. And they're only found, like I said, on these 2 mountains. And again, finite amount of that as well. The only thing in here that respawns are the fruits and vegetables and the trees. But I mean, if you look around, there's more than you're gonna need. I guess I can grab these. That's why I was over here fighting Vambies and needed to make another spear. Like if you raid military camps, that's what I do. Is I take a bow and arrow, 2 spears, and an axe. So if I need to make a new weapon, I can. Oh, misclick. No, the trees do respawn. It's just the rocks that don't. Rocks and clay don't respawn. But yeah, trees are supposed to take 5 in-game days, but I think something corrupted my last load because my trees weren't respawning when I built my tower. Thank you for that bandage, good sir, since you made me bleed. But they came back today on today's game load, so I don't know what happened, unless maybe it's 5 days and then a reload for them to regrow. Yeah, so I'm in between these camps, so there's Vambies everywhere. Because I think that's where I'm trying to get to. That's why I'm going to build a new base. I guess I could, if I really wanted to, try to build it off the side of this mountain. No, because there's Vambies up there. They'll just attack me, like 24/7. Just come down here. I want to say down here is like being in a giant hole. But I wanted to build a base here just for the new updates. You know, I'd be more centrally located to everything. Alright, let's see. Plus this is like, it has a lot more clay and stuff. That, or I've just mined and used all my resources so hard around my place. Alright, let's just throw up some foundations up really quick. Man, I wish it was daytime so I could see what's around me. Huh. I mean, this might not be bad either, because I could cut trees down on top of that mountain. Oh no, you gotta be kidding. It is blood moon, it looks like. Unless I'm, yeah. I am far away from home, and it is blood moon. This could be bad. I don't have any arrows left. I don't have any rocks on me. Don't know. I should have some plant fiber. Grab a little extra, maybe. Yeah, this is gonna go bad. Maybe we'll see. Oh no. Oh yeah, this is not good. Because I don't have enough stamina to run back. I'm probably gonna die now. This is. Build it on the fly. Build it on the fly. We'll just have to fight it. We'll just have to fight them. Oh my god. And with the broken combat system, this is not good. Yeah, I'm gonna die. Oh, help me, baby Jesus. Help me. Can they kill me in the water? Or can I safely navigate? Oh, please don't be a swamp full of alligators. Oh, they can totally go through the water. It's not good either. Quit. I'm out of stamina and I'm out of health. This is not good. I'm totally gonna die. Somebody send the rescue rangers. Send me some backup, please. Alright, I'm gonna do my best here. I'll kill as many of you as I can before I die. Oh my god. Yep. I haven't died in so long. Oh, that feels bad. To get caught on a blood moon to start. Well, there's some good advice for you guys. If you go to build a second base, don't do it in the middle of the night, and you won't get caught with a blood moon. Oh, that's terrible. Oh well. At least I even recorded that. So this is gonna be good. I'm gonna put that on my YouTube. Advice for the ages. Well, now then. Let's try that again, shall we? Okay, so I'm full of food. I died while full of food. That's great. Not that I could stop to eat with 15 Vambies chasing me. Alright, now we're recharged. And I've lost 5 of my maximum hit. Oh, we've got some in the fridge, don't we, though? Yeah, we've got some uncooked stew mix right here. Go ahead and fix that issue. Did I lose stamina? Please tell me I didn't lose stamina, too. I bet I did. Nope, still maximum. Oh, once you max stamina, I guess it stays maxed out. That's great. That is wonderful. Eat you just because I can. I guess we'll grab some arrows for my bow. I might have been able to survive if I at least had that. Man, that was terrible. Let me turn my stream on and record this real quick and watch the zombies just pour in. I think the developer's watching. He did that on purpose to kill me. No, I wish. But I'm not that important. Come on, Stu. Cook up for me, please, won't you? Yes, I know this is not the most exciting thing right now. I just wanted to do this while I'm on this side of the map. Man, I can't believe those guys. Man, my luck is it's great. While that cooks, we'll go jump off the tower one more time just to say we did. I guess we could look at the base again real quick. Hey, yeah, it was nice meeting you too, Cindy. I don't know, W1I. I wanted to say Weaver, but yeah, it was good talking to you, and thank you for the follow. And enjoy the game. It is a lot of fun, I promise. Let's see. All right, so we have 14 planters, total of 6 row, or 14 planters per row, 6 rows total. Watermelon and mangoes planted here, so, or not mangoes but melons. That was just for fruit salad, and then everything else is just here. You know, cucumbers for health, potatoes for stew, which increases max health. 2 drying racks, campfire. You know, the usual stuff that you start off with. This was home base numero uno. Hey, we built this watering trough. Not the greatest thing on the planet. I mean, yeah, it looks good, but it's 10 iron ingots. So I wouldn't build that until, you know, late in the game when you just have some extras. Which, I mean, sometimes you might get a fat stack like I have. Looking like Fort Knox and iron over here. I've got the 12 forges going on. 3 mixed machines, 1 oil extractor, which I'm not running because I have 300 oil right now. So I've got plenty of oil, plenty of cement. Then we just have our fence around here. This is the first fence I built. Yes, I built it that big so I'd have room for garden space and wood. Everything here, as you can see, has already been upgraded to cement and metal on the doors and the windows, the ceiling. These are the drying racks that you use for drying your bricks out, so you can upgrade your walls from wood to brick. All the fences have been upgraded to concrete, so that's a 300 hit point increase. Still no upgrade for the gates yet, so they're still at 100 hit points and made out of wood. This is a bottom view of a 30-story tower that I built. The bottom is made out of brick and concrete, but the rest of it's all wood to the very top. And then this is a nice little wooden bridge that I made going to it from here. All my crafting stuff I keep in here. You know, obviously storage. In this game, you can't have too much storage. You're just gonna fill up. Advanced workbench, regular workbench, stove where I've been making my stew. Get that +1 hit point back where I died because I was out trying to build a new base on Blood Moon. My bad. The zombie said no, my spear broke, my bow was out of arrows. Like this spear I'm using right now is about to break in one swing. But chemistry station for making plastic, loom for making cloth for your armor, refrigerator semi-stocked with stew and raw meats and some fruit salad. Fruit salad gives you that +1 to your stamina. You make that on the workbench, and the stew mix here. And it's just 1 fish, 1 raw meat, 1 potato, stew mix. Cook it on the stove, on the pan. Fruit salad, 1 aluminum can, half a watermelon, half a melon. Mix it on the workbench, and it gives you a can of fruit salad. And if we keep on moving, this is my power bank. Shows you cost of everything. I added a bunch of lights, just trying to upgrade and customize and get a more finished look. You know, a little bit of pop. Besides that, just 1 fridge, 1 oil extractor. That should hold you over for the most part. Because once you get, like I have 16 batteries. They're about 1,000 power per. So yeah, once you get to about, I'd say 10 batteries, you're actually pretty good shape at 10, 12 batteries. 16 is where I wanted to be at because I like to run everything at night. Plus I added all these extra lights because I put 4 or 5 on the tower also. Again, just more doors. The concrete when you build it, and I was told it's the same thing on wood. I'll find out here soon. I haven't tried it yet. But when you build the fence, if you build it super tight, like I did on most of mine initially before it got destroyed, like you see how these mesh up so tightly together, like seamless. That's gonna, if you let this get destroyed, or probably not this one because this one's already been destroyed and that's why it's crooked. But see how straight these 3 are? So if this middle one were to be destroyed, it's not gonna. I've been told this by people that watch the stream. Even on the wood ones, I thought it was just the concrete, but even on the wood ones, it will not go back in straight. There's not enough space. Because once you place it, it's like it's taking up more than what it initially does as a template. So I don't know how that works on the gates. I haven't had them destroy a gate yet that I've had to replace. But my swarm nights are maxed out at 15, so I occasionally lose a wall here and there if I don't get to it in time. Because I'm trying to loot at the same time. Because with the latest update, the Vambies now drop like iron ore and everything, so they're completely worth looting. I mean, who doesn't want to get ore, you know, to make more ingots? This is just the upstairs. I've added storage up here. More lighting. I still need to put. I've got that light downstairs I'm working on, but I need more copper. Put it in here. This would be like a little bedroom. These are interior walls. You can't upgrade these yet, and you can't put a door on it, but they do look different and more finished wood, so I like it. So everything's not concrete and gray. And this is just a porch waiting for upgrade. My solar panels and batteries used to be here until I built this extra level, and now I've got the 26 solar panels here. And if we go up here, you can see the 16 batteries. Placement took a while to get everything squared up and tight like I have it. I wanted to double side everything. And of course I wanted my batteries looking symmetrical because his battery design, they look really, really good. I mean, look at this. You can read the writing on them. I mean, it's got voltage and amperage. I mean, I used to do some electrical work, so for me, that's pretty awesome and cool. But I don't know how accurate the information is on it. I hadn't really actually paid attention to it. I don't really feel like crunching the numbers. I just build batteries until my stuff runs all night. Again, as you leave the bedroom, you can go to the 30-story tower. First level, I went ahead and upgraded to concrete on the foundation, brick on the walls, just so it can't get destroyed as easily. Because I'll probably fence it in at some point. I just haven't gotten there because this was such a heavy undertaking to build. And I'll probably eventually come here and rearrange the stairs and put them in the corners. And then that way the floor space becomes more usable. But I was just building as fast as I could, and it still took. Anybody who builds a building knows how long this took, because you have to carry 9 logs at a time. And this is 84 logs per floor. So, and it takes almost, not almost, but most of my stamina to run to the top of this place. And I'm capped out at 200, so get there in a minute. Don't get dizzy. Don't throw up. And you come out here to the beautiful sunshine and you can see the whole world. Of course, we're so high up, I put lights under here, which if you want to put lights under these overhangs, the easiest way to do it, because you're probably like wondering, well, how did you put lights here? How do you turn them on and off if you run out of power? You know, how do you maintenance these lights? So maintenance on them is pretty easy. Just come in here and get you a wood ceiling piece, stand on this out jut, which is the best looking thing for hanging lights off of right now that we have. I know I've tried using poles and putting them out in the yard and like around my fencing so I could get some outdoor lighting, but I couldn't get the lights to stick to them. But here you just build a template and you can just drop on it and stand, and that's how I got down here to add my lights. And you can turn them on and off, add your materials if you want more lighting. But like I said, it's so high up that when it's nighttime you can't actually see them from the ground. And from here you just, there's no fall damage yet, so if he changes that I'll have to come up with a different method, like of just stepping down this, I suppose, or just die. But you just hit delete, confirm, and it deletes it, and then you just fall down and you'll be fine. Bam. And that's pretty much my current base, and it's standing right now. But like I said, I'm gonna go build a second one because somebody in the stream asked me earlier and I don't know the answer to it, and I haven't seen anybody else do it. So the question was, will your power, your stored power for instance, and your power production, will it carry over all the way across the map at another base, or do you have to build everything separately there? So I don't know if there's a restriction. I don't know if the bases, because mine's connected by that bridge, I don't know if they have to be connected or not. And yeah, I think the bridge is probably the most aesthetically pleasing thing I've built so far. I mean, it's what makes me happy. I mean, I like this too, this outdoor. The lights bleed through the concrete a little bit, and it makes these pop and look nice. Because you can see where those closet lights are popping up. Makes it stand out, so you don't have to put lights everywhere to make things look good. But yeah, I really like the way this bridge turned out, and it's made out of wood, and I'll probably just leave it that way. Probably add a door, and eventually I will turn this whole thing into brick. But it's just so resource heavy, I'm not going to do it at this moment, and I probably won't do it in the video. If I do, I'll have to speed up the time lapse. So with that going, we're going to go ahead and let's check our food real quick, and we could use a little bit of water and probably some protein. Mr. Bear over here wants to play. He just updated these models and their attack patterns, so they look like they're ravaging your body now. He also gave them an extra 100 hit points, and of course I break my spear. See if I have an extra one somewhere. So that, and then your spear damage when you stab with it now, it went. He took it from 50 to 25. And most of the other guys that make content for this game said the same thing. Either can we get an iron spear or some kind of new melee weapon, or can we increase the durability of these spears, because they break so quickly. And if that's like too hard to do right now, because I know the developer is super busy and has a lot going on and he's constantly pushing stuff out, so I mean, I just want to say keep up the good work. I love this game. If not, then maybe give us an extra inventory slot just so we can carry like at least one tool and 3 spears, or 2 spears and a bow, because I really like to keep a minimum of 2 spears on me because they break so quickly. And then I can just carry an axe and build as I go, because you don't need much to build a spear. But let's get our food up real quick, and then we're going to go start on that new base where I died to that blood moon just a minute ago. I haven't died in ages because of my hit points and armor. But hey, there's a first time for everything. Mistakes were made. I just gotta pay better attention to that blood moon. I need to harvest these and get my melons put back down real quick too. OCD's kicking in, you know, you gotta have it just right. And let's get I have no idea how to put potato plants here. I don't know if that's something I did. Maybe the game's doing that to me to mess with me. That's no big deal. We'll fix it up. If you plant in the rain, well, you don't have to plant in the rain. As long as you plant and it rains on it, if you look at it, it fills it up with water, which is this white circle. Now, if you're starting off and it's winter time or dry season, it's not going to rain as much. And he doubled the season lengths, and that's why I built this garden the size I did, so that if there's no rain, I still don't have to water because I have so much excess. I can just keep eating. Usually I only get halfway through before rain season comes back around. And that keeps up all my water, my carbs. I can make as much fruit salad as I need. You always want to eat your dry stuff first, like your proteins, which would be your fish. Fish, great source of fat. Probably all you're really going to eat when you initially start is going to be fish. and maybe a little bit of meat if you're killing bears and things that attack you. Like I have 2 pieces of raw meat from that bear, so what I can do is I'll come over here and I'll grab 2 fish and 1 piece of dried meat to take with us because it lasts a long time. And I'll just slap this back on the drying rack. 2 drying racks, if you keep them semi-full most of the time, they'll give you all the food and meat that you need for proteins. Because if you let your proteins get too low or your thirst get too low, you'll start taking damage and dying. You also need to watch this corner for icons, because you can, if you look here, your armor adds heat to you. So if it's summertime, for part of the summer / spring phase, you're going to want to wear nothing in your shirt jacket spot, because if you wear like the t-shirt, it's -10 heat, so it'll cause you to freeze, and freezing will cause a 1 hit point tick damage. Overheating causes 1 hit point damage as well, and it'll just go down. So wintertime, when you first start playing, one of the first pieces of clothing, probably before your armor that you want to build, is going to be your winter coat, and it's pretty cheap. So once you get your workbench and your loom, you definitely want to start get your armor and everything made. Personally, I would go for the winter coat, and then I'd go for the helmet, because with the helmet it gives you the flashlight so that you can see better. So like if you're fishing and stuff and it's dark or cloudy or murky and you can't see, just press L and turn that flashlight on, and that'll get you taken care of and you can see the fish and get everything going. You start off with a canteen, which I think is 60 water. As soon as you get up to aluminum phase and you start crafting, 3 aluminum blocks will make you the large flask, which holds 200 water. Normally I just use my melons and stuff for water, but like I said, we're going on an adventure in a second. I'm going to go ahead and turn my lights off just to be safe and make sure my fridge and everything has enough power to keep running, because I'm going to turn this back on so that I have enough oil I can build on the other side of the map, because you need oil from the extractor to make plastic, and then you use plastic with 1 copper ingot to make your electrical components. Mechanical components are made from iron ingots. You just need 1 iron ingot and the advanced workbench to make those items. So now that we've got this all closed up and powered down, I'll leave those on just because I don't want to have to build to get back to them. What time of day? My energy's good. It's midday. I got all the lights off. As you can see, I'm pulling in 650 power. I'm only pushing out 205 because that's to the fridge, 4 outdoor lights, and the oil extractor. I mean, I have a ton of oil and stuff and concrete, so I'm pretty much ready to build anything advanced. When I did all this, I only had the 2 mixers, but I went ahead and added the 3rd one so I can do some expansions and upgrade my fences soon. Alright, but now let's go ahead and head across the map. Wait, do I probably need to replace that? No, we got enough stuff to build a spear, so we're gonna build over here next to the aluminum mountain. I just want a base that's more center of the map. I mean, I'm pretty center here, but I also want to test that power thing, so I'll go build another one there. And we'll just set off on the journey. Usually, depending on your PC, I believe, and I don't know if it's default or not, but my default was maximum full foliage level, which is all this underbrush under the trees and stuff. So when you start off, a lot of people don't like it, so they just turn theirs all the way off. So it's just escape to get to this menu. You hit apply, and then OK, and escape again, and it takes all that away. Which, if you're mining ore, since none of that respawns, like the clay rocks don't respawn, the aluminum rocks don't respawn, and the rocks that drop small stone and 1 iron or copper ore, they don't respawn. So I like to turn this off so I can make sure I maximize my mining efficiency. So when you come to the river, you don't drown. There's no oxygen yet. You can't really swim under it. I mean, you can get in there, I guess, and swim a little bit, but there's really I haven't found anything down here yet. It's just you need to make note where you jump in and out of. Like, you can't climb up that bank. Usually where you see these little, I don't know what they're called, like dog tails or cat tails, that usually you can get out in those places. If not, you just have to swim the river until you find a bank that's low enough. And like as far as trees go, they do respawn. You can cut down this size of tree and these smaller ones, And there's a few of the larger ones you can cut down too. Like you see the size of this one, it can be cut. This one can be cut as well. And then there's some, like that large one right here probably cannot be cut. And it'll tell you that it can't be. It'll like make a noise and tell you error, unable to cut tree. This is your clay rock, your clay node. It drops 10 clay. You want to try to get those, or all 10 every time, because you need 10 for your crafts to make clay, or to make wet bricks. You make those on the workbench. It's 1 sand and 1 clay. You get sand from taking 2 rocks. You just craft it on your own, like on the player's crafting menu. This is the rock that drops 1 copper, 1 iron ore, and small stone. And then the aluminum's a little bit further up here on the mountain. I'll show it again. But like I said, aluminum's located on this mountain, and I have a video made too for that too if anybody's curious about the best way to gather it and how to get it. You usually want to take a chest with you so you can get as much as you can carry. Personally, I wouldn't worry about getting aluminum until you get the crocodile bag, just so you can carry more weight and have more inventory space. But it's on this mountain, which this is a topographical map, so you can see that this is high ground and this is high ground, and both of these mountains have aluminum on them. So we'll just get back to running. You've got a trip to make. You always want to keep an eye on your stats. If you press G, a new feature he added, you can see your health and your stamina. But whenever you go in or out of an inventory screen, like a chest or anything else, it'll disappear, and you'll just have to toggle it back on by hitting G. And yeah, here's one of the aluminum nodes I was talking about. And again, these don't respawn. They drop 3 aluminum ore each. Alright, so now that I showed that, I'm going to turn foliage back on just because I like the way it looks better. I mean, we could go epic with it. It's just with epic you can't see anything. But it does look a lot more realistic. And let's see, which way do I need to go? I need to go more to the left. And we'll head over here and start that new base. Currently there's no fall damage, which is why I'm able to jump off my 30-story tower that I built. He might add it. I'm pretty sure one day he's going to add that, and I'll come in here, jump off the tower, and die. So y'all feel free to laugh when that day comes. I will. But for now, it's just really cool to jump off of high stuff and just get some free fall. And see, like I said, aluminum it's all. There was more over there on that side, but I've gathered it to use it to craft all the stuff I have back at my main base. But this is where I plan to build, is down here. Probably in between those 2 water sources, because that'll look pretty good. And we're near a military camp, so there's a lot of Vambies up here. I'll just fight them, because throwing your spear can insta-kill if you hit them in the head. But it's easy to lose it when you throw straight up. And sometimes they juke. If they like hit a node or a tree or something weird, their pathing gets messed up. And you always want to loot them now. And in case you wonder why I hit my escape button right there, occasionally the mouse will disengage and you can't move. So if that happens to you when you pick up trees or you're gathering, just hit escape and then escape again, and your mouse will go back to working. If it won't work, the only other reason would be is because you're inside another menu, like a forge menu or a chest menu. But as you see, there's tons of resources here on like around my base, because I haven't gathered anything from here. But this is probably one of the better places to build, just because you're more in the middle of everything. You can get aluminum super quick. You got tons of water. Fish will be in the ponds. So yeah, I advise building next to any of the ponds. Just pick what you like. I just wanted to get a base here so I can test the power and be closer to any updates that come down the line. So let's see if this is where I was starting a foundation earlier, when I was rudely interrupted by a bunch of zombies. But I think I'm going to move this more center. So if you destroy something like that, I was trying to build that because I was under attack and I wanted something to get up on top of, because they can't get on top of foundation yet. But I'm currently at maximum swarm every 3 days. So when they come for me, there's 15 of them, and trying to fight 15 on the ground is not an easy task. And my spear broke and I was out of arrows, so Yep, ended up dying, and I've been playing this game forever, so that was like my first death. I don't know how long. This is also probably one of the more, I don't know, beautiful locations outdoor-wise to build in. I know somebody on my stream the other day said this is where they built their base because they liked it, and I was like, huh, I'll go take a look and see if I like it because I need a secondary base to test some stuff out. So we'll knock some of these trees down to get them out of the way. And like I said, this stuff doesn't respawn. I'll probably try to leave it alone until I get a chest to put it in, because weight will slow you down. The trees respawn, but they won't respawn where your base is built. They'll do like an auto detect and see if there's a structure there or not. But it should be 5 in-game days for the trees to come back, so you have enough time to get your stuff built up before they start popping up in the middle of it. And then we'll go over some of the building stuff in just a second, some questions that were asked of me last night on stream. Because somebody was having issues with getting their walls and their ceilings built. And that's because there's an order to the operation. You can't just... this is what I call the building template. And you just rotate your mouse wheel, you know, to move it whatever angle you want. You can see the direction of the planks. I like to keep all my stuff going in the same direction so it looks professional, or like I tried. And then you just press E to place that, and that's a template. Which you can stand on this, but the zombies will walk right through it while it's in this state. So the good thing about the building stuff like this, they snap together. So you just get close to whatever side you want to put it on and it'll snap. If it's not snapping or it won't let you build it right there, usually it's because there's a rock or something, a rock or a stick or a plant on the ground. Like, yeah. And sometimes it's just funky. If you're too close to it, it also won't let you build it. Like if I was like standing here, it'll snap, but it won't build. But I could jump up and it'll let me do it. Just to cover some of the issues people have been having and wondering about. Typically, when I start my first little platform base, I always go for a 3x3, just so there's enough room. Because you don't want to be confined. But this one I'm probably going to build a little bit bigger, because my other one's 3x3 and it's not big enough for storage. But like I said, I got 30-story tower, so storage really isn't that big of an issue. If you want to get this off your screen, just hit tab and E to pick up your logs, right click to throw them down, or E if you want to place them on like a log holder. And we'll just get these out the way real quick. I guess you could just go ahead and E to put them on there to add your materials. Typically I like to lay my foundation out and then I start building. But then that leads to the other issue that, did I put these in the right direction? I wasn't even paying attention. Yep. So I got 3 that way, 1 more row. Make sure they're all lined up. Because a lot of times it'll try to be smart and tell you what it thinks you want. So that gets the foundation started, but like I said, I think I'm going to go 1 more all the way around in size. Try to build it more like an actual like log house. So we've got 4 that way, 4 that way. And we'll just start with this for now. And then we'll probably add a foundation around it, just because my zombie nights are so big. But and I can't drag my feet too long on building it, so E, add all this wood to it. And that's one thing I wanted to go over too, was so if you want to, a lot of people like to lay their base all the way out before they build anything. The only issue is in this game you can't just lay it all out in one go. So when it's in what I like right here in this transparent mode, which I call it my my blueprint mode or my template mode. So this is that wooden wall you would use for your outdoor, and you can see the different side. One side's got like logs on it, or like lumber, but you see it won't snap. And the reason it won't snap yet is because you don't have a solid structure for it to attach to. So like it'll snap to this one. So say I wanted to put a wall right here. Just go there, choose your wall. It'll usually snap in the proper direction. You don't really have to rotate it unless you're going for a different look. We'll just snap that on there, and that gets your walls going. And then the same thing applies to ceilings. You can't snap a ceiling until you build the walls. You don't have to build all the walls. Now you can snap ceiling to ceiling. So once one wall is built, you can go ahead and build your whole ceiling out, just if you wanted to eyeball and get a feel for what you've got going on. And this is going to take a lot of wood. It gets kind of expensive. You'll end up clear cutting like the whole map. Let's see, I might actually go one more so I can center. Yeah, I'll go one more out so I can center my door. That's why I don't like even numbers, because I don't want my door to be offset. So we'll do one more row. Just snap it in there. If we get an error in a second, we'll find the stick or rock that's blocking us. Alright, so actually I need to go one more back too, don't I? Yeah. So I guess we're doing like a 5x5? It's easier to work in squares, so you can center things and go for whatever. I mean, you just go for whatever look you want. Like I said, I wanted my door centered, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2, 2, and then center would be right here on this one. We'll go ahead and slap this one together so I can show you what's up with the doors. I guess that's all the wood I've got. So if you need to make an axe, it's 1 stone and 1 stick. Pickaxes and spears are a little bit more advanced. You take a stone first, put it on your self-crafting menu, which you just press I to go there, and then click on the anvil, and this is your crafting table. And if you want to make a spear or a pickaxe, you'd put a stone on there, craft a stone blade, and then you get plant fibers and bark chips when you cut trees down. So you can hold shift and drag. And if you wanted to make a pickaxe, I can't do it now because you have to have inventory space, and I don't have inventory space for it. But shift and drag it, to put 2 plant fibers or however many you need. And then for a pickaxe, you'd put a stick and a stone blade. For a spear, which this took me a minute to figure out, to make a spear you have to use firewood, not sticks. So it'd be 1 firewood, 1 stone blade, and then 5 plant fibers. And that would make you a spear, which we'll go ahead and do that. Well, we won't make it, but I'll show you. And it'll tell you if it's a valid recipe or not. Now if you mess up though, like let's say we put like 4 over here, not a valid recipe, so you want to add that 5th one, and then you can get your stone spear. And that's like a new fix. Sometimes it won't pull the recipe, sometimes it'll tell you invalid recipe, and you'll have to pull everything off and then put it back on, and then it'll work for you. And when I say like inventory space, so for tools and weapons, you've only got 4 slots on your person. So if all this is full, you can't craft any more tools or weapons, which is why you want to make weapon racks and have extras, especially when Swarm Night comes, if you have that active. And you can activate and deactivate that when you load your game, which that's part of the last update as well. So we'll just get some of these trees knocked down, get some of this foundation laid out. Well, first of all, I'm going to show you the door and how to build it. Should be enough to get us started. Yeah. Alright, so here I'm going to put a door frame so I can walk out towards the pond for when I need to go fishing and everything. So you click your little book, you click on your door frame, it'll snap to when you're ready. And then again here, so the door frame is not complete, and with it not being complete, you can't add the wooden door until after it's completed. And then once everything's made out of wood and you get the right materials, then you can upgrade everything when you get everything made. Like for walls, you'll need dry bricks, and for foundation to go to concrete and ceiling to go to concrete, you need concrete mixers, and you make that and the bricks out of sand and clay. Right, here we're going to put a window right here, just add a little texture to it. But I'm not gonna put windows like everywhere because for me that's just a little much. I mean, what would the AC bill be like if you had that many windows, you know? So we'll complete that, complete this. And I saw a Vambi walk by. I don't know where she went. Leave her alone for now. They're really good to kill now, though. Used to, you kind of just, a lot of people just avoid them because they didn't drop anything, but at best you'd get 1 Kevlar, 1 arrow. Now they drop everything in the game, item-wise. So, I mean, you can get aluminum cans, iron, like solid iron ore, iron fragments, copper ore, copper fragments, and that's what you really want. You can get oil from them, too. All the stuff that's time-consuming to get. See, and we're slowly but surely coming together. Now that we have the door frame completed, we can go ahead and slap a door in there. You can rotate it and stuff, but I just let mine lock in there however. And windows, you can actually put, I don't really like the window because it's like it just makes it look more like a prison. But it's the same as the door. Until you finish the windowed wall, you can't put the window frame in it. And that's also wooden logs. And then the door is also wood logs. So we're going to knock some of this down. I usually try to get everything that's right on top of my place first. Just so when I expand, it's not in the way. It's also closer and easier to run. I mean, as you see, I've got 200 hit points and 200 stamina, so I can run pretty far, but it's still... In a minute, I'm going to be full of plant fibers and everything else. So we'll get some foundations going and we'll build chests. And then I'll show you how to move those around. You can build, so don't get scared to build anything that's a placeable item. Because if you can place it down, you can also move it. So even if you don't have it right where you want it initially, just go ahead and build it if you need it. Because you can move it later. I didn't know that at first, so I mean I just struggled and did everything the hard way and built everything out before I started making storage to save items. And as you see, every time you cut these down, you get a little bit of plant fiber and bark chips. Bark chips are important. Don't burn them all up. They make a good fuel source. 100 of those will fill up your forage. It'll fill up your campfire. But don't use all of those for burning. You're going to want to just scrap trees and get firewood and sticks. 5 sticks equals 1 piece of firewood. And I think it's like 5 pieces of firewood to fill up a forge or your campfire or your stove once you get to those items. When you build your camp, I guess I could go ahead and build a campfire. There's a good spot. I'll probably build it over here towards the pond. Kind of like my last base. That way I can put my drying racks and stuff around it. So for that, you're going to go to your placeable items here in the construction menu. As you can see, you have a lot of stuff here, but when you first start the game, you're not going to be able to build all this stuff. It'll still be here, but it'll say, you see the green tech obtained at the bottom. Until you find that tech, and all the tech is located in the military camps. It's 1 tech, and it's the only lootable item in the military camps. I already have all mine, which is this cogwheel. So when you go to the camp and you loot and you get one of these books, it'll go into your inventory. Then you come here and click the cogwheel and then click that or drag that proper book to its inventory spot or to its tech tree spot. And then you'll be able to craft that item. The main thing you're going to want to get as fast as possible is probably the 2 most important things will be, I would say, the loom and the is workbench not on here? Because advanced workbench, you need that to build like your stoves and power items. No, I guess not. I guess you can just build a workbench without tech. So, I mean, workbench is one of the main things you want to build as fast as possible. So, let's see, where's the workbench? Right here. So, yeah, 1 iron ingot, 1 wood log, no tech. So, as soon as you get your little building set up, go ahead and make a workbench. That's where you're going to make your bandages at. Because you don't want to die. Every time you die, you lose 5 hit points to your maximum. Alright, so back to task. You're going to want to build a campfire. I'll go ahead and kind of rotate and orient it the way I want it. Of course, this clay rock's kind of my way. We'll just come back a little bit farther. And another clay rock. Really don't want to smash those yet because I don't have anywhere to put them. And they weigh 10 pounds when you get all the ore. So that's the campfire. And so with a campfire though, you're going to also want to build a structure over the top of it, or every time it rains it'll put the fire out. So, and that'll slow you down from cooking and making like fresh water, because you can use this to make fresh water. And for that you just build one of these awning covers. I like to try to center mine a little bit, and that'll keep your fire out of the rain. So this is definitely one of the first things you want to build. It sounds like we've aggroed her wherever she's at. She was over to the left. And just 2 hits to the face will kill her, or 1 spear throw will kill her. So she's down and out. Looter, she just gave us 1 piece of Kevlar. I already have armor, so that's not a big deal for me. If you build something and you don't like it, you can hold delete to get rid of it, and you'll get half of your resources back when you do that. So, I mean, this is pretty much, if you're starting out brand new, this is what you're going to end up doing. I think there's like a quest, it'll ask you to build a foundation first. Yeah, and see, that wants firewood and small stones, so we'll throw this down. You can right click on it and then harvest, and you'll get a bunch of sticks and firewood. And don't let it just lay there, you can leave the logs, they won't despawn, but the sticks and the firewood, they will despawn at a fairly quick rate. So will all your ore and stuff. So you don't want to leave all that stuff just laying around. Alright, 1 more firewood, and then we'll need some small stone. Small stone you can find laying around. Let me go ahead and turn the foliage off so you can see what I'm talking about. Pie, okay. Alright, so you see here, this gets it all, so you can see everything that's collectible. Like that's a piece of corn. These are nodes you can mine, and these are the small stones, and they spawn at random intervals in random places. Same thing for sticks. So if it's not there, look around, you'll find it somewhere else, or it'll pop up there later. And see, that's a cucumber plant. Those are good for hydration and hit points. And if you're looking like my lower left corner right now, you'll see that you see that little icon, the head with like dizzy symbols around it. That means you're either afflicted by hunger, thirst, or some of your nutrients are low. So to see those, you press F, and see my thirst is 0, so I'm taking damage. So if you get thirsty, hungry, anything gets zeroed out there, you start taking damage. And for like energy, you're going to want to put foundation down and build a bed pretty quickly so that you can sleep. That's the only way to get energy back. It'll also give you back hit points. But I've already made some water, and I've got fruit. So we'll go ahead and just get this stuff up because we don't have time to sleep right now. Watermelon's a great source of thirst. Melons are a good source. And melons also give you carbs. And then they both give you a little bit of vitamins as well. Fish is what you want to eat to get your proteins and your fats. And you always want to eat your dry stuff like corn, potatoes, and meat first, and then eat your watermelons and your melons, because if your thirst was close to maxed out, once you eat this stuff, it's negative to your thirst. Like you see right there, it says -5 thirst. But we're good on proteins and fats, so we'll just save this piece of meat that I dried out at my other base, and we'll eat our melon to get carbs, then we'll eat this to get some more water. And then I still have some water left in my flask, so we'll go ahead and drink some of that, and that'll get us cat back up. So we need more small stone. I don't have a pickaxe on me yet, so let's see, we need, how many stones do we need? Need 7 stones, and this is probably the way that y'all build yours initially too. You can build a pickaxe and get your small stone faster. I'm just not gonna do that. And when you see watermelons initially too, grab those. Then you won't have to make water as much. Grab this log too, just so I have it close to me. Yeah, you can see where I got attacked and they just kind of scattered my logs everywhere. You can carry 3 logs on you. The fastest way to gather logs and rock though is to make containers that hold them, and then take the container with you. Yeah, see how this stuff's despawning already? We'll pick it up and we can put it on the fire in a second for fuel. You always have to have fuel to burn or you can't start a fire. And see, it's raining already, so if we had a fire going, it'd get put out if this hadn't been built already. 3 more stones and we'll have that set up. Let's see, I'm just looking for those little gray rocks. Usually if you go near a pond like this, everything you need spawns, or enough of it spawns. You don't have to mine anything. Of course, I guess the game wants me to be a liar right now. But if you do smash one of the big rocks, make sure you get the iron or copper ore that it drops. You don't need to worry about all the small stones initially, but eventually you're going to want to save all of those too, so you can put them on the forge and melt them down into fragments. And then 5 fragments on a forge will give you 1 ingot. 1 full-size ore that you get from those rocks will give you an ingot also. Yeah, it looks like we might have to make a stick. So what we can do for that, because I don't want to lose the equipment I brought with me, we can go to our placeable items, and we can build a weapon rack, because it'll also hold tools. And that's going to be 5 wood logs, and we can go ahead and build a chest while we're here too, or get it ready to build, so we have a place to store anything else like ore, because you have to watch your weight. If you get too heavy, you're going to move really slow, which is bad when the Vambies come. So we'll set that there, and that's going to be 4 wood logs. So we'll come over here and grab these logs and use them since it's already cut. We don't need them for anything else right now. I'll build this first, so I'll put my bow on there so I can cut down trees and hit rocks at the same time. If you look in the lower right corner, it shows you the durability of your tools. That little white circle, a new tool, that circle is maxed out. And once the tool is used up, it just disappears, and you need to build another one. To build an axe is 1 stone, 1 stick. And like I already went over the pickaxe, but it's 2 plant fiber, 1 stone that's been crafted into a stone blade, and 1 stick. So see, now we have room to store stuff. So you can come over here and just do Alt right click, and it'll move anything on you in there. So like, see, these things weigh 10 pounds. They're pretty heavy on their maximum stacks. So I like to go ahead and get them out of the way. You want to save all your animal fat. You'll need that to make bandages. And same thing for your plant fiber. Save it, and save your seeds so you can start a garden. And then now that we have, and it's E to get in here, E to get out, we'll go over here, and you can see this holds 5 items. So we're going to put our bow on there. I like to keep 2 spears because they break pretty quickly. And then we can come here, and actually we need to get our plant fibers back. And as you can hear, the neighbors are getting uppity. They can't climb on built foundations yet, so that's a good way to stay safe if you just want to stab them in the head. But he hit me, and now you see that the red cross on the white background. That means that you have bleed damage. You see I've got 2 wounds, so you'll want to take bandages and put on there, or you'll just take constant damage and end up dying. Alright, so we got plant fiber on us again. We'll go ahead and craft up that stone pickaxe. So we can, if you, and like I said, Alt right click will do 1 at a time. Shift left click and then drag. It'll move a whole stack, and then you can use the slider to select however many you want to divide out. We'll go ahead and set up for 5 so I can make an extra spear in a second. Oops, sorry, I meant to craft that. So if you leave the crafting menu though, while you had stuff laid on it, it'll stay separated out and go back to your inventory in the separate stacks, which helps sometimes. If your inventory is full though, it would just fall on the ground and you can pick it up. And see, we've got this extra spear. I know that one's full, so we'll just put it there for now, and we'll build a new one in just a second. So see, we got some small stone here. It's just, you know, it's respawning slowly but surely. And let's see, 1 through 4 will go through your weapons and your tools. And if you want to tell what's where, you can hit I, click on the axis, and you can see what tool you have where. Like this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So pick it, like I said, it drops a bunch of small stone when you smash those, and then it gives you 1 ingot, which is this. It's a square, and it's going to be a darker color for iron and green for copper. And it only drops 1 per big rock, so, but you always want to get that because that's a full ingot when you smelt it. Alright, so we'll go ahead and come over here, finish this up real quick so we can make water and cook. You can cook food on here. You just press E. And if you have dirty water in your canteen or your flask, you just drag it over and drop it here and it'll fill that up. If you want to save your fire and save the wood on it, you can just drag dirty water or clean water to it and put it out, but it will use up every bit of water that's in your container. And then when food goes bad, it rots and becomes spoiled food. There's no use for that yet, so I just throw it out. And then here, like I said, just put your firewood on there. White circle shows you how much fuel time you have. You can use sticks, you can use tree bark, you can use firewood. We're going to leave these clay stones here for now, just until I get more storage. And then we need to cut down more trees to get our foundation going, so we can get this building going. And then once we get it built up, I will build some more of the advanced stuff that I have. We might run back to the main base to grab some stuff just so I don't have to craft it all here initially. But yeah, there's not any fast way to travel, you just have to run. Which is, once you get the stove and the workbench. But with the workbench is all you actually need to get your stamina up to 200. But you do need to be able to make aluminum cans unless you get lucky and get them to drop off of Vambi. And they can drop up to 6 of anything. They can drop 6 fats, 6 copper ores, just anything. They can drop 6 of the max, but they usually drop 1 to 2. And it's always random what you're going to get. Sometimes you might get nothing but iron and copper, and other times you won't see it for a day or two. Like when my Vambi swarm comes, I'll have 15 of them, and I might get nothing but Kevlar and arrows, or I might not get anything but some bandages. You can never have too many bandages. And we'll craft some of those in just a minute once I get a little bit more foundation built up, because I'm kind of low. And see, they just keep coming out the woodwork. What's up, girl? You need some makeup. I didn't turn my flashlight on it. Sorry guys, I didn't realize how dark it had gotten. They don't have gamma adjustment yet, so this is the best I can do for you. But you see how creepy they are. And they're not the worst ones. The worst ones are the ones that crawl at you. But those are by the military camps. Loot her. See, she gave us a melon seed and 1 Kevlar. So we can knock that down. Oh, I'll build a, I can actually go ahead and build that real quick and show you the quickest way to move logs back and forth. So you'll jump over to your placeables. And what you're going to want to build is the log stand. It's 6 sticks to build one. And like I said, just right click on this to harvest that. It gives you a bunch of firewood and sticks. I don't really need the firewood, but I could build some spears, I suppose. 6 sticks on there. Grab your logs by pressing E, and then E to put them on here. And then you can right click to take them off. And what you want to do with this is you can then press N to pick it up and move it around the map. And that's a quick way to grab a bunch of wood. You can get up to 9 wood this way, and I'll show you how right now. So you just chop your trees down. The log carrier can hold 6 logs, and then you yourself can hold 3. So what you'll do is you'll load your log carrier up. And you can chop down some of the bigger trees, and they'll drop like up to 9 pieces of 9 wood logs. Some of the big trees you can't cut down, and some you can. You just have to hit it with an axe and it'll let you know. Usually you can tell, though, the largest ones you can't touch. So see, that's the maximum log here, well, right there. So I guess it can hold 8. And then, like I said, you can hold 3 on your person. So you'll want to grab them yourself first, and then come back over here, press N, and then you can take your log carrier with you. And it's the same thing on the chests and any other placeable item you can move. But you see, you can't put it on your template build yet. You only put it on solid structures. So then you just load everything up, and it move like same thing for chests that are full of stuff. Anything that's got stuff in it, it'll stay in the item. So like, see, this chest is full. We can grab it, move it. It's still full of everything. So that's a good way to get past the weight restriction, because if you hit inventory or I to go to your inventory, and you look at the top, it tells you how much weight you currently have on you. Once you break, like I think initially starting out, you have your bag's about half the size of mine. I used crocodile skin to upgrade mine, and you get up to 75 pounds once you upgrade it. It's 8 croc skins to upgrade it. You find your crocodiles over here on the lake, or not the lake, but the swamp. 5 of them spawn in there at a time. They hit kind of hard. I say take a bow with you when you fight them, and just keep them at a distance and shoot them in the face. 3 hits in the face will kill them and let you get your arrows back. If you shoot them in the body, a lot of times you won't be able to get your arrows back because they'll disappear into the graphics. So you see, it doesn't take that long to slap something together once you build things you can move around. And you can build stick holders, firewood holders, and that way you're not wasting resources. Like, I'm pretty sure we can't cut this one down, but we'll hit it just to see. Yeah, oh, we can't cut it down, so I'll hit on this. It takes a few more hits, obviously, because it's a bigger tree. And then it gives you a lot more. So we'll get this set up really quick, so we can get back to crafting. And some people like to build multiple of these to carry, and just get all the wood first, and then they build. I don't see the point because it's not aesthetically pleasing to me. I don't want like 16 of these things floating around. Granted, you can destroy these too. Again, once you build something, you can destroy anything. You just hold the delete button. And if you look at it, it tells you what the hit points are on it and delete to remove. And it'll give you half the resources back when you do that. I don't know how that works on concrete and brick walls. I haven't deleted any of those yet. I'll probably do that soon. And see, these guys just path and patrol around until Blood Moon, then they'll attack you. And on Blood Moon, they come in all directions. They'll come 360. But you don't get Blood Moon until day 10. But see, you can't get on the foundation. You just sit up here and hit him, back up a little bit, hit him, and back up. You can chase him if you want to. You can throw your spear and kill him if you want to. If you do a headshot, it'll kill him instantly. He only died because I already hit him once. But yeah, this is pretty much how it goes. You just keep doing this until you get the building you want. Until you build fences, which fences don't snap together. So when you build those, you have to eyeball them and do the best you can. But until you build fences, the best way to defend yourself is just to build a foundation all the way around your building. Because after the first Blood Moon, if you have it enabled, it'll... Hold on a second. Alright, sorry about that. I had a call I had to take. Alright, so we'll get back to this. And normally what I do is I just chop down a bunch of trees first. And we got a bear. These you don't want to till you get max hit points in armor, you don't want to stand up and fight a bear because they're so much stronger than they used to be with 100 extra hit points. And you can see he reworked the graphics and animation on them so they look so much more aggressive. He's just confused right now because he's inside my build. Alright, and then I'll be back in a minute once I get this stuff built out some more.